Dr. HB found herself waking up on the cold ground with a scared Kabbu and Miss K looking down at her. She shook her head to clear the fog, asking why her head was booming, where they were, and why she felt so freezing. The two explained they were still deep in Snakemouth Den. The robot girl had shot the rope, causing the bridge to fall. And the massive shockwave was so loud that the doctor had blacked out instantly. The collapse made a giant splash that Miss K had to fly away from in a panic. Since she isn't waterproof and even a drop of water could cause a lethal discharge. At that point, Dr. HB just wanted to keep moving, but a worried Kabbu insisted she sit down. After Miss K performed a quick medical scan, the beetle carefully carried the doctor to the next room to avoid any more falls. When the beetle put Dr. HB down, they were blocked by a large, locked door with a strange mechanical puzzle. Miss K was furious to see even more ROACH technology and started yelling at the walls. A confused Kabbu began to ask a question, but the doctor already knew what he was going to say and cut him off with a sharp look. Dr. HB ignored the robot's shouting and began working the puzzle with her steady hands. The green beetle did all the heavy lifting. Asking the doctor what kind of magic she had used on the ant guards back at the gate, Dr. HB calmly answered it was a taser. Noticing they were missing a heavy stone piece for the floor, she sent Kabbu to find it. As he searched, the doctor pulled out her weapon and clicked the trigger to show him how the little black box worked. Once Miss K was done yelling and complaining, she helped Kabbu by firing a shot to knock the rock down so the beetle could move it into place. Suddenly, a tremor shook the entire cave. Kabbu became terrified, but the girls remained perfectly calm, as if they expected the earth to move. When the shaking stopped, a single mushroom fell from the ceiling, and the team stood in a long, awkward silence. The beetle poked at the item, then turned to the girls, asking why the door hadn't opened yet. Silence fell again until a happy Kabbu started talking again, trying to comfort the girls and promising they would find a way through. They didn't seem to hear a word he said. Just as Kabbu was about to step onto a stone platform to lead the way, the girls realized the floor was a trick. They screamed for their beetle to stop, but it was too late. The trap door swung open beneath his feet. Kabbu let out a scream as he plummeted into the dark. However, he felt a sudden, jerking stop. He looked up to see that Miss K's landing gear had clamped down onto his horn just in time. She struggled to fly back up, but she was slowly sinking because the beetle was far too heavy for her thrusters. Kabbu began to panic because he has a secret fear of heights. Dr. HB looked over the edge and yelled for him to just let go and fall. The others hated that idea until the doctor pointed out that Miss K had already lowered him to within a few inches of the ground. The robot girl let go and landed with a metallic thud. Looking around, they realized they were in a much deeper part of the underground. The girls were afraid to see what was lurking in the shadows, but they had no way to get Kabbu back up to the top. Miss K flew back up, grabbed Dr. HB, and carried her down so the team could stay together. As they walked through the damp tunnels, Kabbu asked the doctor why she didn't just use her own wings to fly down. She looked away and gripped her wingless back, refusing to say a word. Miss K didn't mind the question and started to spill the secret. Well, you see, before the doctor barked at her to be quiet. Dr. HB didn't feel like she could trust this beetle with her history yet, even though Miss K whispered that the gossip bees had probably told everyone by now. Their argument was cut short when they saw a light blue moth wrapped tightly in a massive spider web. Kabbu bowed his head, wanting a moment of silence for what he thought was a dead explorer. He didn't get it for long. As the disrespectful doctor walked up and prepared to cut open the spider's lunch to see what was inside, suddenly, a loud snore echoed through the room. They couldn't believe it. The blue moth was alive and sleeping. The girls were about to have a breakdown from the shock, but Kabbu snapped them out of it. He went to free the bug, but he saw a shadow moving behind them. He shoved the women out of the way just as a towering creature with 8 legs emerged from the dark.